Hey guys, good day. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, I wanted to make a short follow-up video to my video yesterday about these multiple planets seen on the South Carolina webcam. It turns out the very next day, today, I was able to see basically the same things at the same time, 5:08. From the Lake Murray webcam, you could see the planet, one of the planets, and then from the Sumter, you could see the same thing, same planet. A little more chemtrails today as opposed to yesterday. I also wanted to offer up some responses to some of the comments. One of the comments that was made was that there was a smudge on the camera. We'll look at that. Another comment was bad science and bad theology. We'll talk about the theology of this issue. But to talk about the smudge first, let's go see if that makes any sense. So here's one, the first of about 8 of these pictures from yesterday. Let's just click through them real quickly. So this is a webcam that has a fixed position. It's not moving. So if this was a smudge on the camera lens, it wouldn't be moving through the day. You can see here, look, so 458, 508, 518, 528, 5. So it's not a smudge. So it is an actual object in the camera that appears to be rotating and orbiting at the same time. Okay. The second comment was about the theology of all of this. So, guys, I put together a document where I used the theology from the Bible to um, to pull out the words of Jesus and the words of various prophets. I've gone over this a bunch of times before. So there is something that is coming to the earth. Let's look at the theology of Jesus. So, and there will be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars, and on the earth in distress of nations, and that day will come upon you suddenly like a trap. Now, NASA has named this planetary system the TRAPPIST system, for it will come upon all who dwell on the face of the earth. That's what it says in Revelation 3 to the Philadelphian church. Actually, the opposite. It says that because you've kept my word, I will keep you from that time of trial that'll come upon all those who dwell on the face of the earth. Okay, so Jesus is speaking about it will come upon all those who dwell on the face of the earth. Ezekiel 21, the theology of this prophet goes like this. Verse 6, As for you, son of man, groan with breaking heart and bitter grief, groan before their eyes. And when they say to you, Why do you groan? You will say, Because of the news, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, because of the news that it is coming. Every heart will melt, all hands will be feeble, every spirit will faint, and all knees will be weak as water. Behold, it is coming, it will be fulfilled. So obviously, Jesus and the prophet Ezekiel are talking about the same it coming upon the whole earth. Jeremiah 48 speaks about the destroyer. Now, the ancient Sumerian texts from text outside of the Bible referred to these series of planets or this Nibiru Planet X thing as the destroyer. It goes like this. It says, The destroyer shall come upon every city. No city shall escape. The valley shall perish, and the plain shall be destroyed. Jeremiah 51, For a destroyer will come upon her, upon Babylon, Babylon, USA. Her warriors are taken, their bows are broken into pieces. The Lord is a God of recompense. He will surely repay the nation that kills its little babies as they're coming through the birth canal. We learned about that today, last few months also. Isaiah 13, On a bare hill, raise a signal, cry aloud, wail, for the day of the Lord is near, as destruction from the Almighty comes. Therefore all hands will be feeble, every human heart will melt. They will be dismayed, pangs and agony will seize them. They will look aghast at one another, and their faces will be aflame. Okay. Isaiah 24, the earth is utterly broken, violently shaking, and staggers like a drunken man, because these huge planets are going to come near the earth and tip it over. Jeremiah 30, same thing, cry of panic, of terror, no peace. Why is every face turned pale? Nahum 10, hearts melt, knees tremble, anguish in all the loins, all faces grow pale. Joel 2, faces grow pale, the sun and the moon are darkened. We'll look about that in a minute. Return to me with your heart and fasting and weeping with all mourning. He is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love. See, the Lord will, after he's refined those left behind, he's going to have his hand still stretched out. And we learned about this sign in Revelation, this second sign I talked about yesterday, this great red dragon with the 7 planets, 7 heads, and 10 moons, and 10 horns. So this is the theology of Planet X in the Bible. This is a short summary. You guys can download this document. I also have a document of modern day prophets who have spoken about this destroyer, this planet X, this thing here. So we learn from Paul, 1 Thessalonians 5, it says, do not quench the spirit, do not despise prophecies, but test everything, hold fast to what is good, abstain from every evil. So people like Julie Wedby and Wendy Lee have put modern day prophetic words out. It would be words given to them by the Holy Spirit that speak about these planets, this planet and this destroyer as it approaches the planet. Let's look at her word here. It says, "This is not the first approach to Earth. For if you read my word, you will see that it is a planetary body that has come through many times during biblical history." So let's look at the Bible for us. Let's look at the theology of this. So if we go to Matthew 27, we learn that when Jesus was on the cross, and right when he died, at the ninth hour, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it says, now from the sixth hour, that would be noon, there was darkness all over the land until the ninth hour. So what's the theology here and the science here? Somebody said bad science, bad theology. Well, how did God turn off the sun for 3 hours? Well, maybe these planets came and maybe these planets eclipsed the sun. Let's look at a video from our friend from Universal News Media where we see the sun simulator and a planet or some object obfuscating the sun, causing there to be an eclipse. Let's watch.
Today is February 24, 2018. Today we will be viewing an eclipse lasting 5 hours and 20 minutes.
Why does the sun look like a hexagon? Is that our sun? Obviously not. Is there science behind this sun? This is not our sun.
All of the images you are about to see came in today from the Federal Aviation Weather Cam located in Attawapiskat, Ontario, in Canada. This video is in time-lapse mode with each frame equal to 10 minutes. In this video, we see a planet that
See? Here, this is the thing that's cutting off the sun in this sun simulator from NASA, this science thing that they have. They're basically shining a light bulb on the planet, and of course the terrain gets dark. Obviously their man-made sun simulator can't shine on the planet like the real sun can.
We have been watching for months. We know it is getting closer to the Earth because the eclipse is taking more time than it did before, and the texture is more pronounced. In the morning, the sun pulsates over on the left as it rises in the east. This is because it is being eclipsed, as we discussed in a previous video. The sun appears to cross in front of an unbelievably enormous celestial object. At exactly 11:40 a.m., which is equal to 1640.
Okay, so there's some science behind how this happened in the Bible. These planets have been here before. We talked about these planets, this NASA press release about these 7 planets that are causing these eclipses. It's what we're seeing in the sky right here, guys. So there's that theology right there. Now let's go to Isaiah 28. It speaks about these objects coming by, and it's a pretty scary thing. It says this: as often as it passes through, it will take you by morning. For morning by morning it will pass through, day by day and by night. It will be sheer terror to understand this message. Sheer terror is what the prophet says to understand this message. Same thing that Jesus talks about. Here's the theology of a destroyer that's coming through, is going to come to the earth at the time that Babylon's going to be judged. That's the theology of that. And we looked at the science behind how God himself darkened the earth. We see the same thing here. So here's that theology, guys. Okay, let's go back to the prophetic words, and let's look at something else here from a modern day prophetic word. Okay, so this is another one from Julie Wedby. Let me jump down to the one. Here's Wendy Lee. You guys can download this document. She speaks about a mysterious planet. Let's read her word about this right here. Okay, so it goes like this. This is March 1st, 2016. It says this. It says, the planet of mystery comes quickly. My faithful, do you know what will occur when this planet shows itself? It means that you only have a few hours left if you are of my son's bride. The planet is going to wreak havoc. They are going to know that something huge is happening to the earth. So if you're part of the bride of Christ, when this planet shows itself, you only have a few hours left if you're part of my son's bride. Now let's go to the theology from the book of Revelation, and let's go to chapter 12, and it says this. It says, "And another sign appeared in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon." We've spoken about this. This is that system of planets. And then it says this. It says, "She gave birth to a male child," the bride of Christ, "who was to rule all the nations with a rod of iron. But her child was caught up to God and to his throne." Raptured, that word raptured, harpazo, right there. That's exactly what Wendy Lee refers to in this word. Okay, you guys can download this. I'm not going to go through these prophetic words. You can download the Planet X summary, the theology of the destroyer, it coming to the planet, as the Lord Himself speaks about. And let's go to I spoke about Matthew 28. We went over this. I just wanted to reiterate this issue that we're being told here. Oh, let me go back to this real quick, guys. So here's a painting about 1,000 years ago. It shows these objects in the sky. Let me get to another one. That's chemtrails, obviously. We know what they are. Here's a German painting from 300 years ago. It's these two huge objects in the sky, two planets. So we've got smoke and fire around them. This system has come through. Remember that prophetic word from Julie Wedby said it had been through here before. We can see there's remnants of it. Here's another one. These two objects in the sky, fire falling from the sky. And let me just go back to this, replay this video from NASA. See, these people from NASA are programming us to know what to think when this occurs, when we see these planets. Let's watch this woman give us what we're going to be thinking about when it happens.
For me, it's mind-blowing. The first time I saw what the system had in it, I just was like, you gotta be kidding me. And I looked at the data myself, I'm like, yeah, there they all are. It's just, I would have never predicted this. It's beyond, anything I could have ever dreamt of.
Kind of shock.
If you were standing on one of these planets, you'd actually see a lot of them sort of in the sky, whipping by on these very short orbital periods.
Look at this thing here. See how that hexagon thing, that looks just like this over here, doesn't it? Isn't that weird how they do that to us? Here we go. Here's the NASA light bulb, and then you go in this video here, and you see the same darn thing up there with a little black dot in the middle. This is them teasing us. They're teasing. So with that, guys, look, I'll let you go. You can download these documents, Planet X summary, scriptures you guys can share with your friends that speak about this something coming to the earth. Then these Planet X prophetic words that give much more information about it, guys. Go ahead and download this. And with that, have a great day, and God bless you.